welcome back to this Let's Play of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. And in this episode, we're just going to talk to Kreia. Yeah, we're going to spend 10 minutes conversing with a single companion. There's a lot of dialogue in this game. Okay, there are a couple conversations we can have with Kreia here. First, let's talk about the hand thing.
Have you come for more answers? There is little more left to give.
Okay, and we can ask about the hand.
That does not surprise me, any more than you hearing my thoughts when we were apart. The pain, however, was unexpected. If I could, I would have shielded you from it.
That's actually a somewhat benevolent thing for Kreia to say. I think it's the only nice thing she says in the whole game. And you could say, you know, various things. Being nice to Kreia will generally lose influence with her, so just skip this part of the conversation by just going to, what would happen if you died?
I do not know. I fear that the consequences would have been more extreme.
Okay, you know, death?
Possibly, yes, and I fear it works both ways. I would not wish to test it, nor should you.
Okay, well I guess that rules out spacing you, because, you know, it might have bad effects on me. Okay, and we can have to work together, I guess.
When battle is upon us, I suspect our minds are prepared enough to shield each other from the pain. I think we shall not have a repeat incident of what happened at Paragas.
Okay, and this is sort of an unusual link.
I confess its nature eludes me as well, but the bond is strong, and its roots run deep. It seems the Force flows easily between us. When one of us manipulates the Force to heal or strengthen ourselves, the other is aided as well.
Okay, and it's talking about the Force chain ability. More or less, any buff you use on yourself also affects Kreia and vice versa.
A powerful technique indeed, though, as we have noticed, it has its drawbacks.
Okay, and I'm going to break this conversation into parts so I can save, so I don't screw it up.
I would see to that fool in the cockpit, and remind him of our destination. I would not want him attempting to veer from Telos.
And we get some light side points. Let's continue the conversation with Kreia.
If I were you, I would see to that fool in the cockpit. I would not want him attempting to veer from our destination.
Anyway, we'll skip that.
Ask, and I will answer.
And we can ask about the Mandalorian Wars. This is sort of setting up history still.
Much has happened in the galaxy in your absence, and since the defeat of the Mandalorians at Malachor 5.
Okay, and we know about that. What happened after the war?
As you know, Revan and Malak went to war against the Mandalorians, and you followed under Revan's banner. As Revan and Malak fought the Mandalorians in battle after battle, they grew to despise weakness, just as the Mandalorians did. In the end, the Mandalorians had taught them through conflict, shaped the Jedi, and turned them into a weapon against the Republic.
Okay, and this is backplot for the first game. So, continuing.
Revan and Malak, and all the Jedi that served them, turned against the Republic and the Jedi Order. Jedi fought Jedi. Revan was ambushed by the Jedi and captured. Malak continued to wage war in his master's place, inflicting terrible wounds on the Republic. Wounds that bleed still.
Okay, and we can ask about what happened to Malak.
As all Sith do without a strong enemy, the Sith turned on each other. Revan escaped the Jedi and returned to finish Malak, and that was the end of the Jedi Civil War.
Okay, and what happened to Revan?
After defeating Malak, Revan left the Republic, and there are none who know where he has gone. It is said that the Sith remnants turned on themselves after Revan defeated Malak, reducing Korriban to ruin, as the Republic still bleeds and struggles for life. Where Revan wanders now, I do not know.
And it's never explained. And Revan saved the Republic. Again, we're setting the history by talking about it.
It would seem that way from a certain point of view, perhaps. The Jedi Civil War left wounds that have yet to heal. We shall see if the Republic has the strength to survive.
Okay, and, you know, we can choose the obvious light side option here and try to help the Republic.
A culture's teachings, and most importantly the nature of its people, achieve definition in conflict. They find themselves lacking. Too long did the Republic remain unchallenged. It is a stagnant beast that labors for breath, and has for centuries. The Jedi Order was the heart that sustained its sickness. Now the Jedi are lost. We shall see how long the Republic can survive.
Okay, well, can we do anything about this?
We shall see. The Jedi Civil War cost the Republic much. The resources of the Sith seemed limitless. The Republic's was not. Fleets of warships, soldiers, and people were lost. Entire planets were decimated. Their inhabitants dead or refugees. It is a great burden for any civilization to bear. And this new threat, it is a quiet thing. Unlike the Jedi Civil War, it drives at something deeper than the strength of the Republic. It is aimed at you.
Yeah, I'm the main character after all. The Republic is just, backstory, right?
The Republic was never what was important, ever. It was but a shell that surrounds the Jedi, just as the teachings of the Jedi are a shell surrounding the heart of man. You see, the war, the true war, has never been one waged by droids or warships or soldiers. They are but crude matter, obstacles against which we test ourselves. The true war is waged in the hearts of all living things, against our own natures, light or dark. That is what shapes and binds this galaxy, not these creations of man. You are the battleground, and if you fall, the death of the Republic will be such a quiet thing, a whisper, that shall herald the darkness to come.
Wow, not any stroking of ego there. Anyway, that's enough of that.
I would see to that fool in the
Yeah, we talked about that. And we got some light side points. One more conversation with Kreia.
If I were you...
Yeah.
Ask.
And we can ask about feeling the Force again.
Indeed. And was it the same as before?
And we could say it was different.
If my suspicions are correct, perhaps the damage the Jedi Council did was not as permanent as they thought. It is not an easy thing to cut one off from the Force.
Okay, and, you can say that you don't believe the Jedi would do such a thing, so maybe there's a question of whether they did.
What did you believe? That you suddenly lost your connection with the Force without reason?
And you could say it's, like losing all your senses at once.
Indeed it is. It is much like losing one's ability to listen, or being put into a deep sleep, unable to awaken to the galaxy around you. Such a thing has been done before, when Jedi have pronounced sentence on their own, and exiled them as they did you.
Okay, and I'm sure there are members of the deaf community who would be quite insulted to having being deaf associated with being in a coma. I'm not sure that they would really be too insulted about the equivalent of losing access to the Force, because I'm sure most of them don't have access to it. Just guessing. Anyway, you can point out that it's sort of not like the Jedi to be quite so cruel.
If not the Jedi, then what did you think was the cause of such a loss?
Okay, and you can say that your actions during the Mandalorian Wars were part of the cause?
War leaves many scars, but rarely does it blind one to the Force. If anything, conflict and challenge may make the connection stronger, more intense. No matter what horrors you experienced in the war, no matter who you served, it is unlikely that the Force would be lost to you unless another factor was involved.
Okay, and, the game eventually explains how that happened. Well, it hints at it. You can figure it out. And you can ask about being healed.
It is possible that such a thing can be undone. Still, even so, the chances of the Jedi undoing such a thing for a traitor is a slim thing at best, assuming they yet live.
Okay, well, that's better than nothing.
Our link may have had other consequences. Perhaps you can hear the Force again, distantly, through me. If so, then there is hope. I may be able to teach you, train you to feel the Force again, and if you will not allow me to help you, then other Jedi must train you, or undo the damage they have done.
Okay, and we can honor the training she wishes to give us.
Do not honor me, fallen Jedi. Honor it by listening and learning. Do that, and perhaps we shall survive this thing, you and I. I offer to train you to become strong again, to know the ways of the Force, and to hear the Force sing within you as it once did.
Okay, and you can welcome the aid she offers for some influence with her.
Then our training shall begin. Whenever I travel with you, I shall impart what I can to you, through my words and presence.
Okay, and that's all we need.
I would see to that fool in the cockpit.
Yeah, we've heard that. And we actually gained light side points and influence with Kreia in the same conversation. That will not happen often. in lieu of actually going through the last couple conversations here, I'm just going to summarize them. You can ask her about what we can do now, which more or less she just tells you, run away and do whatever you want to do, you will eventually arrive at where you're going. Okay, that's not very helpful. You can ask about the Sith hunting us, and she can say, well, they're, you know, inheritors of Malik's teachings or something like that. She doesn't really get a lot of explanation. So, we're not going to bother with those conversations. I'm going to try and summarize some of these longer conversations that don't actually add, you know, sort of important plot information, just because, well, even just going through some of the conversations in this game is going to be way too long. Let's wait until next episode to talk to Atten.